Welcome back to the arena, guys. Here we've got DarkSide coming up against V0LTA. Volta bringing this fairly cookie-cutter shield comp with triple Nighthawk, Scimitar, triple Orthrus, Vigil, two Skybreakers. So nothing out of the ordinary. We've seen this plenty of times before. As for DarkSide, however, Bart, what have they got?
We are seeing the secret sauce, the weird Russian space magic with a Gun Balgorn, a Guardian, three Oracles, a Rail Vigilant, which I think is the first time we've seen Vigilance at all of this tourney, a couple of Arbitrators, Heretic, and a Pontifex. So there is potentially a lot of missile guidance disruption here. We'll see how it goes, but Volta is going to be trying to kite away as much as possible, and I don't know if these armor ships are going to be able to catch up to them.
Yeah, of course, we don't see the Vigilant very often, so just for anyone who's forgotten, the Vigilant has a super strong web, although I'm not sure about how effective that's going to be if he'll even be able to apply it, given that he's fighting against some kite ships in the form of this three Orthrus and Scimitar. This Oracle of Carry is the first primary, and these Nighthawks are heavy missile fit, and the Orthrus are rapid light, so they haven't really got a huge amount of range restriction. They are easily able to apply to the Oracle. They don't need to burn it on top of him, and he also has a huge bunch of DPS drones on him as well, Warriors chasing him.
Yeah, it seems to be holding pretty well, though, all things considered. Guardian reps are very, very strong, probably the strongest armor logistics, and it looks like DarkSide has recognized that and are switching on to the Guardian. Whether or not they're going to be able to break through it or not, we'll see. If those rep drones are able to hold it, that'd be pretty amazing, and I think that we're going to be seeing the Rapid Lights clipping on Weaveform Volta soon here, but is this Guardian going to go down? He's dropping it a low armor.
Yeah, I think the Guardian's going to go down before they clip, and even if they do clip, there's still three Nighthawks, which isn't, you not can't shake a stick at that damage. This Guardian does in fact go down, yeah, before they got to reload. So yeah, that's Logi off the field, and there's not really much appreciable damage back. I mean, this TikTok Toxic in the Nighthawk is taking chunks, as we saw him frequently Hyena. No, this time he's in a Nighthawk. He's in a real big boy DPS ship. He is taking pretty big chunks till he goes down with low shield. The Scimitar can't quite hold him, but Salvor and the Oracle is being traded back at the same time, and the Oracle goes down first.
Yeah, and also, like, it's important. TikTok got tackled. Annie is tackled, but these oracles are not going to survive at all. We saw them barely live, and it does look like these arbitrators may not actually have that many guidance disruptors. So TikTok is going to drop here, but I don't know. It's going to be really, really rough unless they can maybe tackle Planet 6 and the Scimitar. I'm a little bit worried for DarkSide here.
Yeah, I agree. I think at this point they might just be committing to the DS race, but they've got so little damage left once these Oracles go down, but I feel like the Scimitar might take too long to kill. I mean, they killed the first Nighthawk in a reasonable amount of time, and like you said, there's no one on Scimitar. Reload, aka Planet 6, is happily flying around doing his usual Logi work of not being in any real danger, but they've committed to DPS race already. Here as that Skybreaker does go down, but Skykiller Russian is next up to the plate, and he is going to be served up very, very shortly.
Yeah, and these Orthithus should be hitting their reload quite quickly here. We do see Skykiller go down. A little bit of damage hitting the Scimitar, but, it's actually Faffy Waffy's Vigilant is diving the Scimitar right now, so I might have spoken too soon. I think Railroad's actually about to get tackled right now.
He is. He's tackled by that 90% web, so Faffy Waffy gets on top of him, makes the plunge, but I'm not sure how much follow-up there's going to be, because this third Oracle is about to go down as well. Planet 6 cycling as XLASB, but yeah, once this Oracle goes down, it's just the Vigilant and the Balgorn left for damage. Like you said, these Arbitrators, maybe not as many GDs as they would like, and of course that's always the risk you run when you bring TDs or GDs, is maybe the opponent brings a comp that's just totally ignore your utility mids.
Yeah, Faffy Waffy might just be doing a little bit of a flex of him saying, like, hey, like, you might have outcomped us, but I'm still an amazing solo pilot, and I just rammed your backline and tackled your Scimitar. I think he's probably going to drop here before they're able to take him down, just due to the fact that everybody's swapped. They're like, oh crap, our Logi's tackled, and Reload spamming his ASB as much as possible. We'll see who goes down first here, but at the end of the day, it's going to be a Balgorn trying to solo PvP like 6 ships, so a little worried about that.
Yeah, I commented on at the start of the day where the meta is going, and I really want to see where it goes from here now, because all day we've seen these newt comps just newt spam all over the place. We've seen 3 Armageddons from Tissue in the last match. We saw the Dommies. We saw, we've got Balgorn here. There's all sorts of newt ships left, right, and center. And now it seems to be coming back full circle, where these newt comps seem to get destroyed by kite comps, like we just saw in the Rote game where they lost to the kiting drone comp, and this game where you've got kiting Nighthawks and Orthruses. So yeah, maybe a little bit rock, paper, scissors situation now with the meta.
Yeah, I think we talked about it on something that probably nobody here actually watched, which was like a Alliance Tournament pre-show about a week ago. But it really does seem that the way the meta is like if you're kiting seems to counter these control setups, like these damage rejection setups beat the kiting, the control is beating the damage rejection, and we've just seen it over and over today. But you know, I will say DarkSide did a really good job. I think that maybe if they had like all in on missile guidance, that might have helped. But Volta just flew incredibly well. Like very, very good use of this kiting Nighthawk Orthrus setup.
Yeah, and we've seen these Nighthawk comps, particularly when they're ham fit, we've seen them fall pretty flat when not paired with like the linchpin Loki to web things down. And Darkseid banned the Loki and they banned the Barghest. They may have thought, well, they're not going to commit to a missile comp. Obviously, at this stage in the tournament, without any duplicate bans, it's always very difficult to predict, what kind of comp the opponent's going to bring and plan perfectly around that and bring the hard counter. But yeah, I think the missile guidance would definitely have helped them out here. Because if those arbitrators have tracking disruptors, they're doing nothing.
Yeah, and I will say, I mean, like, look at how well just the core of Darkseid actually flew this. Like, look at how the effectiveness of this Balgor and how good the Vigilant was. I mean, yes, Balgorn died. Obviously, Darkseid lost, but that was some really dang good battleship piloting. Like, I think a lot of people can definitely take some tips from that. For a gun battle, it did crazy good damage. So, but yeah, huge props to Volta, like kiting it out versus especially like a Balgorn. That's one of the most difficult ships to get away from in the entire game.
Yeah, for sure. And of course, just to reiterate for everyone, this is not the end of the road for Darkseid. This is a winners bracket match. So they will be going down into the losers bracket to face, I believe, local is primary later on today. So that should be an absolute blast.
Yeah, and that does also mean that Volta has secured, I believe it is a top 8 position, which means they are getting at least 16 of each AT ship. So, it's a pretty huge win for them. I'm sure they're very happy about it. They apparently like Orthruses, so I'm sure they're going to love the Super Orthrus. But, they win the game. They win 100-36. Very good piloting on both sides' part. And with that, we're going to send it back to the studio.